CMCSS School Board study session for November 4th, 2025 is now in session. Our first item on the agenda is 2025 LEA Compliance Report. Dr. Luna.
Yes, board members, in your packet, you will find the 2025 LEA Compliance Report. This is an annual report that is required to be turned into the Tennessee Department of Education. We do certify that our LEA is in compliance of all federal and state education laws and the State Board of Education rules. This will be uploaded into ePlan at the end of the month upon approval of the board.
Are there any questions? Seeing none. Second item on the is the resolution budget amendment. Dr. Luna.
I'd like to ask Chief Financial Officer Jeff Taylor to come up and explain our budget amendments.
Good evening to the board. There we go. Starting out with the general purpose fund. Under the revenue section, under early childhood education, we have an increase of $99,416. This is $102,000 of the voluntary pre-K amendment to increase funding for additional teachers, and a decrease of $2,619 for the SPED pre-K entitlement grant, just reduction from the carryover. Under other state education funds, we have an increase of $2,000 for the Healthy Students Stronger Learners grant. That's a new grant that we've just received. Moving on to instruction, a lot of these are going to be through salaries and benefits. Under instruction, under salaries and benefits, the first change is in regards to changing the EBS teachers to behavioral interventionists. Also moving funds to pay for the early literacy pre-K stipend, and moving funds for the ES extended learning for STEM and some of their snacks as well for that program. Under contracted services under benefits, we have changes to the EBS teachers to behavior interventionist, and then under contracted services we have we're moving those funds for travel expenses to the correct functions. Under alternative school, just an increase based on current payroll projections of $45,510 and $7,425. Under special ed, an increase to the decrease to the SPED pre-K entitlement grant, adjustments for the stipends, changes to the behavior positions to align with the new organ object codes. Under other contracted services, $14,256, once again moving travel expenses to the correct functions, and then an increase under supplies and materials of $26,700 for the SPED pre-K entitlement grant. Moving on to vocational education, just an increase of $10,020 and $760 under salaries and benefits based on the current payroll projections. Moving $3,418. That includes $5,727 being taken out for the travel expenses, as well as an adjustment to the Innovative School Models grant of $9,145. And then the last two in that category, supplies and materials and equipment, are both in relation to the Innovative School Models grant, just an amendment to that. Under student services, just a small increase for current payroll projections. Under health services, once again, an increase of $40,900 for the current payroll projections, as well as $1,000 for the Healthy Students Stronger Learning grant. And then the staff development is in correlation with the Healthy Students Stronger Learner grant as well. Under other student support, we have an increase of $2.4,599 under salaries and $542,725 under benefits. Most of that is in relation to the CCIS amendment, as well as various position changes based on needs and amendment on those projections for those corrections to the CCIS program. Under contracted services, we move funds to cover for a legal conference out of this line item, and actually added funds for an equipment lease of $3,600, which you see that deduction under the equipment line. And then the $15,000 is where those funds were added for the legal conference. Under regular instructional support, We have a decrease of $31,990 and $5,345. They're based on current payroll projections, an increase of $16,610. And also to replace 2 student success coaches for 2 admin assistants in the age program, a reduction of $50,600. And then under $18,000, an increase for the extended learning for the STEM supplies and materials. And then $18,000 increase also for snacks for that same program. Under special educational support, the SPED Pre-K Entitlement Grant increase of $8,000. Once again, the funds what we saw earlier, they were moved from here for the CCIS amendment. And then we have an increase of $62,455 changes to the existing positions based on their needs.
Could you back up one slide, please?
Yes, sir.
The $15,000 on the 72210, would that supposed to be 18 or 15? You said 18,000.
I said 18, it's 15. My eyes are
Okay,
not the
thank you,
greatest. I apologize.
Okay.
Then under educational support, under contracted services, and equipment, that's just an adjustment to the Innovative School Models Grant. Under the Board of Education, you see the other 2 small items just on the current payroll projections of $20 and $5. $50,000 increase, just a potential increase in legal fees, just making sure we have enough money to cover that, as well as a decrease in the reduction in actual insurance premium costs. We've got a couple of adjustments where we're actually able to reduce those line items based on the actual costs. And then under Director of Schools, just an increase based on current payroll projections of $6,471 and $495 for benefits. Under Printing and Communication, once again, just an increase to salary and benefits. And then lastly, on operation of plant and maintenance of plant, decreases based on the actual insurance premium costs. Under early childhood education, this is where we added the funding for the stipends for early literacy pre-K training and for the voluntary pre-K amendment for the increase in the teachers. And as you can see, we have an increase in our fund balance of just under $174,000. Y'all have any questions about GP? Moving on to child nutrition, we had an increase in revenues under miscellaneous refunds. There was a USDA study that was required, and they were reimbursed $581 for that. Their increase in salaries and benefits as well, based on current payroll projections, as well as a little bit of comp time that will need to be paid out. And then under utilities, an increase of $30,000 for increased utility costs. Lastly, under transportation, a $1.5 million increase under other state grants. This is an anticipated transportation grant that we will be receiving at some point. Increase on the expenditure side of salary and benefits of just around $365,000. Most of this is based on current overtime projections. I looked right before I came up here. We're at just about under 50% in those lines, so we'll have to look at increasing those. And then once again, the $1.5 million I mentioned earlier for the purchase of transportation equipment. And then once again, a decrease of $26,452 for insurance premiums. Y'all have any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next item 3 is goal number 8, maximize building capacities to meet growth demands and support innovative academic programming. Dr. Luna?
Yes, I'd like to ask Chief Operations Officer Norm Brumbley to come present Goal 8.
Good evening, Board. It's my honor to be here tonight to present Goal 8. Goal 8 is in the blue box there under increase efficiency and effectiveness, maximize building capacities to meet growth demands and support innovative academic programming. This report tonight will cover ELs 11, 12, and 13. We provide capacity in many ways here at CMCSS, often as rapidly as possible, and most of the time driven by student growth. Our student growth remains positive This graph tracks the last 45 years of student growth. This is our 40th day reporting number from 1980 to present. So this is the number we report to the state each year, summarizing our enrollment. Currently, our enrollment, according to the 40th day number, is approximately 39,544 students. The 30-year growth is approximately 602 new students per year on average every year. Why do we track the 30-year average? You'll note that growth is cyclical. If you look at this growth chart, it's not a straight line. It's a series of no fewer than 3 large S-curves. They're slow at first, then they increase rapidly, exponentially, and then they level off, and they repeat in another growth cycle. Regardless of the timing or shape of the S-curves, our growth remains positive over time. Right now, we do believe we're between growth cycles. We've been managing our growth over the last 10 years with building additions and portable classrooms up until, that's prior to Kirkwood Elementary School. And this graph indicates, well, provides no indication that we should stop planning for our future. Even 1% growth is still positive. We've seen this before. Where it occurs is actually what gets us. So let's look at the data. This is just a portion of our data. As you know, this data is all available on our CMCSS website. I've just taken a few of them out for the purposes of this update. We look at demographic data and student growth data. The demographic data, that top left bell-shaped graph, indicates that 0 to 5 is the largest school age group in our Montgomery County population pyramid. The student population data in our schools, which is the middle graph, indicates that elementary schools have the largest grade levels of all of our schools. And then the bottom graph on the left-hand side, it's an indication of seats, actual seats that we're tracking based on our capacity analysis. And what we see is that elementary schools have the highest concern, hold the highest concern for us for seat depletion. If you look on the right side of the graph, what you see is our regional capacity analysis. And this is specifically Region 2. If you look up at the top, you see a map of Montgomery County. The little green section, that's Region 2. It is our most crowded section. So that small portion of Montgomery County has 3 high schools, 3 middle schools, and 10 elementary schools. And if you look at the top graph, what that tells us is the steepest slope is with elementary schools. We also look at regional residential development data. We look at a lot of data because we want to make database decisions. So this gives us a short-term and a long-term picture of where the growth potential is in our county. The short-term are the blue boxes. So those are building permits. We would expect to see a home between 1 and 2 years after a permit is pulled. And the red boxes those are approved lots. So those are subdivisions that already exist, and those are lots waiting for a permit to be pulled on them. This graph shows 896 building permits in Montgomery County and 7,621 lots that are already approved. And that is 342 more than last year. I would draw your attention to the northern section of the map and into the Region 2 area that we talked about earlier. There are 460 building permits. So half the building permits in Montgomery County are in Region 2. And there are 2,255 residential lots that have already been approved and are awaiting a building permit. If you were at the county commission meeting last night, there was some discussion about an 86 acre land case down Dotsonville Road with 160 lots. I'll draw your attention to the far left of the map, and that is That's out in the Woodlawn, Liberty area. We've had fluctuations around some of our schools, and this one's got our attention. But already in the Liberty area, there are already over 1,000 lots now awaiting permits. So we take this data and more data, and we map out the next 20 years of our construction. We do this so that we can see where we need capacity to meet demand, and we also do this so that we can coordinate our future planning with the county commission. Currently, we have Freedom, so everything in red is sort of what we're actively working on right now. Up at the top is Freedom Elementary School. It is planned for a 2026 opening. Rising 4 places in our chart is an addition project at Liberty Elementary School. And you just saw some data to indicate why Liberty has got our attention. Followed by an elementary school targeted for 2029. And I can tell you that we're already working with county leadership on acquiring the land for that property or for that project. And then another elementary school in 2031, followed by a combined middle and high school campus by the mid-2030s. To ensure that we stay ahead of our community's growth, it's evident by this plan that securing land is of utmost importance, but we understand that it's a process. So addressing school capacity requires a great deal of planning and coordination. CMCSS develops long-range plans to address the capacity needs of our schools. Again, those are posted online so you can see what our plans are. Those plans go through a collaborative effort between the Montgomery County Commission, the Regional Planning Commission, and CMCSS. Those plans are eventually approved for funding by our elected county commissioners. And this is a process example. So this is actually Freedom's process. So you can see how complicated in some ways that it is. But really, we've been working on this project for over 4 years with our county leadership. So we laid out a plan for Freedom prior to 2022. It was posted on our CMCSS website as part of our construction plan. We collaborated with our governmental agency partners. That took place between 2022 and 2023, along with land identification, land negotiation, land acquisition, a lot of moving parts in that process as well. And then eventually it was approved by the Montgomery County Commission on February 24th, following the purchase of the land. And construction finally began in 2025. So Freedom construction could only have taken place once a lot of moving parts had been put in place previously by county leadership. So CMCSS will continue to partner with Montgomery County Commission, the Regional Planning Commission, to address our capacity needs associated with our community's continued growth. Our next opportunity, as I mentioned, for new capacity is the anticipated elementary school in 2029. We are currently reviewing phase 2 of the Kirkwood Elementary School rezoning with new data. And this is why that's important. The previous study occurred in 2022. Data from 3 to 4 years ago was used to project 26-27 enrollments. We must also take into consideration the revised design of Freedom Elementary School. So you'll remember that we had to cut 10% from that project cost after it bid, which resulted in us bringing that capacity from 1,000 down to 840. So we need to rehash the numbers in our models. Capacity was left in Freedom to accommodate pre-K through first graders, most of whom had not been born yet, so we have much better data now. And then stakeholder feedback heavily impacted our borders of the boundaries, resulting in some imbalances throughout the district. We'll talk about that in a second. So we have much better data data today, and we have a much clearer picture of where our capacity needs are. So the zoning recommendation and implementation timeline for this year is associated with the Kirkwood zoning implementation timeline in 2022. Planning began for Kirkwood. In March of 23, we began working with our consultant RSP on our zoning plan. That involved developing scenarios, community and stakeholder engagement, and the approval process for that zoning plan. Phase one for that plan for Kirkwood did include Freedom, with our goal to minimize multiple moves for families as best as possible. Construction of Freedom is ongoing in 2025, and in 2025 we'll be reviewing the phase two of the multi-phase rezoning with the latest data, and in 2026 we'll be communicating with the public for the opening of Freedom. Overall, enrollment has been stable in Montgomery County, a bit more localized than usual. District-wide, we've increased by about 1%. Kirkwood Complex has greatly balanced the secondary capacities. On average, elementary schools are at 92% thanks to Kirkwood's opening. Where are our concerns? Elementary schools, for starters. You saw the data. We have 152 portable classrooms in service. 97 are at elementary schools. 7 elementary schools are above 100% capacity. Our target is 85. 5 touch region 2, that little green spot that we saw on the map at the beginning of the update. The star on the map indicates the location of Freedom. So we believe that Freedom will be able to positively impact the adjacent zones around it through a ripple effect. However, we do think that there are going to be some imbalances occurring outside of Freedom's reach. We'll be working with RSP over the next several months and looking at our options as we review the phase 2 rezoning plan. Where are we on Freedom? Our communications department put out an awesome video on social media last week. I hope you all saw it. But if you weren't able to see it, here's a quick update. Located somewhere between Gate 2 and Tiny Town Road on Fort Campbell Boulevard lies 16.84 acres of land that we are currently building 840 new student capacity at. It's well underway. We're at about 48% completion. Brian and his team are doing a fabulous job out there. They've got block walls up, structural steel, mechanical, electrical, plumbing underway. Drywall is going up, and they've got gravel parking lots. He has permanent power to the site, and roofing is in place. So he's trying to get everything dried out and dry inside for the winter weather that we are expecting right around the corner. Freedom is on time and it's on budget. We're planning to open it in 2026. We just named our new administrator, Ms. Nebranda. The colors are red, white, and blue because, of course, Freedom. And the address is 1776 Wallace Boulevard. That's Freedom. Building new buildings isn't all we build. We also innovate our buildings to build futures. The operations department needs job-ready graduates for our many career trades. So delivering facility upgrades across the district is important in us helping to support 35 unique, innovative career programs of study. Here are just a few examples. There's a Rossview Middle School culinary kitchen, Kirkwood High School teacher warehouse, so working in conjunction with our Ed Foundation, and our teacher warehouse, our students get a real-world logistical experience. Modernized cosmetology at CHS, an aviation lab at West Creek with flight simulators, a new wood shop at Northeast Middle School. Brian and his team completed 28 CTE enhancement projects over the summer, including the completion of the St. Bethlehem EL Early Learning Center, providing early learning opportunities for pre-K students. Now underway are renovations at Burt Innovative High School for Founders, Inc. We're very proud of this. We're excited because What you see here will be visible from the visitor side at Austin P football stadium. This is a renovation of 21,336 square feet of space at a cost of $3.681 million. The best part? This project is being funded through a Tennessee Innovative Schools grant, so not local dollars. The Founders Inc. wing at the Burt Innovation Center will include site improvements, a new asphalt parking lot with 78 new spaces, building improvements including a secure entrance vestibule, a lobby and gathering area, new restrooms, that building needed it, 5 makerspace classrooms, 2 collaborative conference rooms, 2 team prep rooms, offices, janitorial storage rooms, IT data, an esports room, a prep kitchen, and a large multi-purpose product pitch space with a stage. It'll also include some codes improvements, including new energy efficient exterior windows throughout the entire building, an upgraded mechanical, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC system, and a new fire alarm system throughout the entirety of our 71-year-old building. This is how the operations department is helping to empower our students to explore their interests, develop their skills, and explore their career paths to become our future industry professionals. This concludes my report on Goal 8, maximizing building capacities to meet growth demands and support innovative academic programming. Any questions?
Are there any questions? I have one question. Will any of those changes affect the historical status of Burt School?
No, sir.
Okay. Hearing none. Thank you.
Thank you, Board.
Next, County Commissioners' comments. School Board comments. Oh, yes, sir.
So I did have one question. I know, I remember it was discussed as far as Freedom, that this was the last school of that design we were building. Is that still the case, and do we have the new design?
So currently, it is our plan. If you look at that timeline, you'll see that we've built some more time into that elementary school slated for 2029 to incorporate some extended design time.
Are we anticipating like more capacity per acreage? Is that kind of the plan that we're looking at, or?
I think those are all hypothetical questions at this time.
Okay. And then one last question. Are we moving forward in any of the plans with the highway department to pave some more space on our schools where we're having trouble with traffic?
Well, I thought we were. Yes, we are in dialogue with the highway department. Right now, we're focusing on repairing damaged asphalt. So if you go to some of our campuses, you'll see where they've done a lot of patchwork. We've gotten so far behind on repairing that we risk losing some asphalt. So right now, their focus is on making repairs of some of those potholes. I got a call today about some damage to a car. So we are in discussions with them, and there are some opportunities that we are going to try to utilize their capabilities to make capacity improvements for traffic on our campuses.
I know specifically at Woodlawn Elementary, we've got some real traffic issues out there. I know there's traffic issues at a lot of schools, but we got to figure something out at Woodlawn.
We are currently in discussions with the county on accessibility questions regarding Woodlawn.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, Dr. Luna?
Board members first.
Oh, board members. I haven't done this in a minute, y'all. Do any other board members have any comments? Seeing none, Dr. Luna?
Good evening, Board. Today I had the honor of attending the annual Kiwanis Interview a Veteran Essay Luncheon. The essay winners from every CMCSS middle school and high school were invited to attend. During the event, a video was shared highlighting JROTC students from Rossview High School who were recently chosen to take the trip of a lifetime. I would like to share that video with you. Please pay special attention to a student named Olivia Bueller and her partner, retired Colonel Joseph Petersburg.
freedom is never more than one generation from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for and defended, and handed on for them to do the same. There we go. Hello, everybody. Hello. We're here in Nashville for the start of our Soaring Valor trip, our 30th Soaring Valor trip. This is our 10th anniversary of the program. We pair World War II veterans with high school students for a trip to the National World War II Museum.
We have 16 World War II veterans, ranging from the age of 98 to 101.
One guy older. My God, you're a baby.
I waited a long time to see you.
Well, I've waited a long time to see you as well.
Gary's here with us for the Soaring Valor, and he absolutely loves it.
Hello, sir. How are you?
It's Christmas.
Marion, Noel. I love it. Can I give you a big hug?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for serving our country.
Oh, thank you.
The students are part of the JROTC program at Rossview High School in Clarksville, Tennessee.
This is a rare opportunity to get this special little amount of time with these amazing American heroes.
I've never met a World War II veteran before. Tell me a little bit about yourself before the war.
Both my brothers was in the military, and so I volunteered when I was 17 years old.
I wanted to go, and my mom said, no, you're going to graduate. So that's why I went a year later.
What was your favorite part about serving?
Serving? That I was worth something. You know, I could help.
I actually believe that. I think that we, to put it bluntly, saved the world.
Over 1,400 World War II veterans have gone to the National World War II Museum, and we, of course, thank American Airlines for providing our travel for us.
We're on the way to New Orleans.
I'm ready to go.
A great part of these trips is the victory bells. They've been a part of every trip we've done.
The museum is coming up on its 25th anniversary.
That's all for you, sir.
We're at a point where not even a full 1% of those who served in World War II are still with us today. So we know we've got a limited amount of time to recognize and honor the World War II generation.
I didn't want to miss this trip.
It's a very special day for us.
You are my sunshine,
My only sunshine.
You make me
Happy when the skies are gray.
You'll never know, dear, how much I love you.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
Excellent.
It's outstanding. We're lucky to have this museum.
It's your stories, the stories that need to be preserved and passed on and told to future generations.
That's real familiar right there.
Yeah?
This is Howard. He was a part of the 8th Air Force Division.
I've seen scenes like this in Munich, Germany. I was near Munich.
Just everything he said to us and all the memories we've made will definitely stay with us forever.
I donated blood for the Battle of the Bulge, and because I donated blood, they gave me a shot of whiskey.
This trip has been so amazing. It's given me such a better perspective of World War II.
The first bomb on Hiroshima, then Nagasaki was the second one. We were the first troops that walked in that place. That bomb was so hot that it melted the sand, and it's like walking on glass.
That's ME-109. Yes, sir. Walter shot down 196 aircraft with that. Yep. That's the guy I shot down.
You shot down. You saved the world, but you wanted no credit. You never wanted to be called a hero because many of the friends you made during the war never came back.
Did you have a hard time getting over the war?
Well, you don't ever get over it. I don't use that word, you know.
Yeah.
All of us today are beneficiaries of those who sacrificed in defense of freedom during those years. Students, this is a moment in time that you will carry with you always.
These are two great young people, and we're so proud of them.
I was expecting to see the museum, to talk with veterans, but I didn't really expect like a bond with anybody.
We're best friends now.
I think this trip was one of the best things that I've ever done in my entire life.
I think it's the finest thing that this foundation has ever done.
She has probably a different perspective on her life and what she can do to make the world a better place.
These young people, they're our hope.
They're the future.
When I see the kids that I've seen here, I think we're going to have a chance.
So the student who gave the hug and the gentleman who said we're best friends now, that was Olivia. And that was her partner, retired Colonel Peter Birds. Today, well, Olivia calls him Papa Joe, and he flew from Sacramento, California today to see Olivia earn the grand winner prize at the luncheon. It was amazing. And he stood up and walked to the microphone and said he was approaching his 101st birthday, but that this experience was so beneficial to him and that our students made an impact on him. And then he asked if anyone had questions. It was like a press conference he had at the time of his life. But I just wanted to share that because a lot of times you hear about kids and how bad kids are. We have really, really, really good kids. And this was an amazing experience. And just excited that our kids got to participate in that. And as we approach Veterans Day, I just want to remind all of you of the community that we're in and to be proud of that. And to remember all of our soldiers and our families who have sacrificed, to include some current board members and the sacrifice that they've made. Mr. Lanier, this concludes my report for the evening.
Mr. Lanier?
I had just read what I wrote. Mr. Garland, this concludes my report for the evening. And of course, thank you, sir, for your service.
Thank you, Dr. Luna, for all that you do. Mr. Lanier?
As a Kiwanian, you know, our attachment is the students to the veterans, and we want them to do those essays. But we just appreciate, I think this, they said this today, it was the 26th anniversary of this Veterans Essay Contest. I've made my daughter write one every year. She wasn't required to. But one thing that didn't go unnoticed today, I wanted to thank the senior leadership team for coming. I don't think I've ever seen as many of y'all there as we did today, and I appreciate y'all's presence. Thank you.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.